Shangri-La, the sixth and final Joker's card.
Murder Rap.
Welcome, everyone, to the fourth episode of our, what do you call it?
Exhibit
of Shangri-La. Season 6, Juggalo Rewind, Murder Rap. I'm Peter, you're Chris.
Yes,
What's going on?
Nothing much, Enjoying the Wraith, the exhibit of Shangri-La. It's great, taking me back to 2002. It's a glorious time. Been digging through the old Wayback Machine, give me all sorts of memories and feelings.
Yeah, you're finding all sorts of fun stuff.
I'm feeling it. It's a fun season so far.
We enjoy going back into the nostalgia because that's what we do. We are, as we said, the Juggalo Rewind podcast, your favorite Juggalo podcast.
Juggalo historians and the Raiders of the Lost Wayback Machine.
Yes. What I say the other day? Indiana Juggalo?
Indiana Juggalo.
And the Temple of Bang Pow Boom.
I say it was a Wayback Machine. I go down some rabbit holes in that thing.
We need a picture of you running and the ball rolling and trying to run you over. So, as you know, we deep dive into classic Juggalo albums. Or are they classic?
Yeah, we decide.
We dig into them one track at a time, one lyric at a time, and we let you know what is going on in these times. Whether you're a long-time Juggalo, maybe you just picked up, you just saw ICP on some festival, or you heard Twisted on the radio, and you're like, who are these guys?
Seen ICP on that big podcast they just appeared on, big hip-hop one, maybe.
They're fucking... I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Is that No Jumper?
Yeah, that's what it was. Was whenever it happened.
I think it would have come out by now, right? Because they just
were recording for Juggalo Weekend, yeah.
All right, well, if you were a Juggalo Weekend.
Yeah, and you said, let's listen to their Almighty Sixth. Well, here we are. We're your companion piece to help guide you.
Because they did play the Wicked Wonka.
It's true. This is right in that era.
And someone was like, man, what is thy unveiling? Let me Google it.
Did they close with that on Wicked Wonka?
I'm pretty sure.
Man, they had a run of tour. I mean, that Raining Diamonds was short, but you had Raining Diamond, you had Shangri-La tour, and then right into Wicked Wonka. Boys were on the road in Australia, in Europe.
From Alaska to Spain, that's what I heard. Japan and everywhere.
Dancing in the Coca-Cola rain. Didn't they have to throw Coca-Cola in Australia?
In Europe, maybe.
They actually shipped the Faygo to Australia?
I don't know.
That's a fucking payload. Big thing to ship over there.
Oh, rock and rhyme, mate. Anyways, if you just started listening to them on Juggalo Weekend, you found us.
Right. Congratulations.
Maybe people were down there talking, hey, we're in line. What do you do for a living? Right. Do you work at a bank? Are you, a VP somewhere? What do you do on your days off? I listen to the Juggalo Rewind. What's that?
We need a street team. We need to get, like the Zool's got a good street team with the little "I did that" Joe Biden sticker that they made. We need some stuff to send out to Juggalo Weekend.
We do. I don't know if any of our fat or whack packers went.
No, but that's what we need to recruit. We need to recruit that San Antonio base. Shawn Michaels is out here. It's perfect timing.
Victor Wembanyama is a Juggalo. Maybe he saw them.
Maybe.
When they were in Europe. Anyways.
Yeah.
Before I was so rudely interrupted.
Sorry. That's what you get.
As I'm choking to death. Whether you're new, old, whatever kind of fan you are, maybe you're not a fan at all, but you're here, welcome. Go check out our past episodes, past seasons, everywhere from Most Tasteless to Wizard of the Hood to comic books.
One less homie in the hood. What was the original name of that? One dead homie in the hood.
Yeah. Go back and listen to the Blaze season. That was a good one. Yeah. Lots of good stuff there. Christmas seasons, lots of good stuff. Go back if you are new. If you're a regular, you know what the deal is. You know what we're talking about. We're talking the almighty 6th Joker's card.
I need Bobby Lashley in
of the first deck.
Red coat.
Does Ivan have Bobby Lashley?
He does. It's got real bad print job on its eyes. They're all like wonky looking.
That's sweet. I enjoy that. All right, so we've kind of already talked about Juggalo Weekend.
Yeah.
Which we were not a part of.
It was phenomenal.
I'm sure it was fantastic. If
One for the ages.
If anyone out there wants to let us know how it was, I'm sure you've already let us know, or you've tagged us, or we've seen it in social media.
We should have just looked up a Wicked Wonka tour list and just act like we knew what happened. Just go over that.
That's whatever. What do you mean if we knew what happened? Of course we know what happened. Yeah, well, I don't want to say that in case it didn't happen. Did you see the JCW lineup that they announced?
I seen Cabanas in the house. It has the officer. Yeah.
Wrestling Nick Gage.
Yeah.
I guess that's actually funny. The criminal and the cop.
Yeah. It's good.
The real
That's
criminal.
a solid lineup for JCW.
Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Maybe they're going to be back in business. It'd be fun.
I heard that they're the second most profitable touring wrestling company.
Who said that?
Back in the day, they used to say that.
Really?
After WCW and ECW folded, they would say, like, we're the second biggest promotion.
I mean, they probably were at the time.
For a very split second, maybe.
TNA wasn't.
TNA
bumping.
wasn't a thing. Ring of Honor wasn't a thing.
Yeah, they had to have been from it. Even more reason they need to be in the Hall of Fame.
There's some... a Facebook group that's like them for the Hall of Fame, and I just saw them post something today. It was like Jay and Vampiro in the NWA ring, and they were just like, look at these two in the legendary ring. It's just another reason. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Then, now, forever.
Talking about, well, I can't. That's another argument for another day. So yeah, nothing else going on. We're getting ready for springtime.
Yes.
Spring has sprung. Are you
hoping maybe Paradigm dust off the old vocal cords and do a maybe St. Patrick's Day show at Blind Pig or something?
Now we are talking. Did you watch the live?
No, I went looking for it the next day and couldn't find it.
It's on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I saw the post for it.
Maybe tomorrow night, enjoy myself a couple cocktails and enjoy that. I seen you had some White Castles for it.
I did. I watched it.
Perfect.
I forgot about that. I watched it live, and it was
I seen the set list. I'm kind of bummed I looked at it because I seen what he closed with. It would have popped me big time.
Yeah. A lot of new stuff. One old one.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was a good little teaser.
Right.
For the old school, if you will. So what else is going on? Not much going on in our world. I think same old, same old. We got some stuff coming up, but we can talk about that at the end. Stuff that's around the bend, if you will.
If you will.
Let's get into one of our bits. What do we talk about? What do you want to do? We can either do our email or we can do YouTube. What do you want?
Should we do YouTube?
Sure. So, as everyone knows, if I get back on the right page, Chris and I share a YouTube account for the Juggalo Rewind. Maybe you're already watching us on YouTube. Who knows?
While you're there, put a little like ski, put a little subscribe, whatever those things gotta be down.
Yeah, hit the bell.
The bell, all that shit. Do all the things.
Do all the things. So, we share a... Put my water over here.
Nice lukewarm tap water.
That's beautiful. It's a thing. We share a YouTube account, and sometimes we accidentally use it for our personal, and so we go through our history and see what the other one was watching. Let's see, the Get You Wicked On remix.
Doing some homework for last week.
That was you. Patton Oswalt's Star Wars Filibuster.
Yeah, I was end of the night, didn't want to go to bed yet, and I pulled that up, and I was cracking up. Good times, Star Wars nerdy shit. You know all that.
Yeah, sure. Michigan hires Wink Martindale as new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm undecided how I feel about it. I'm kind of excited for the future, but
is that real?
Yeah.
You know, Wink Martindale is like an old
He's the guy
game show host.
No, that's not who they hired.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, who would name their kid that?
I mean, he's an older guy. He's like 60. He's the inventor of the Ravens defense, that Minter...
Thy Raven
defense. It's like Minter and McDaniel underneath, two Michigan's greatest defensive coordinators ever were groomed under him. So
Greg Robinson?
everyone says he's a little blitz happy, but you got the two best defensive tackles in the country, so he doesn't have to blitz as much. I think they're right. But I like Joe Cladd. I trust his opinion, so I'd make sure Joe Cladd agrees. That was a good hire.
Wink Martindale, everybody. Let's see. We have some of our own stuff on here. Who's watching? Who's watching us talk about the Riders EP?
I accidentally clicked on it, and I forgot what I was scrolling through for, and I accidentally clicked on it.
That's funny. The ICP Let's Go All the Way video. I watched that. Violent J Behind the Paint. I've been looking at that on YouTube.
I need to pull those up while I'm working and just listen to them, because the little clips from a couple weeks ago were making me laugh hearing him describe it.
What it means to be a juggalo. I may have accidentally clicked on that.
Yeah, the accidental clicks. You don't get like a 10-second window. Like once you click on something, it's in your history.
A Luke Combs official video.
Oh, for his cover of
Seminole Wind.
Yeah. I don't know much about Luke Combs, but his Seminole Wind cover is a banger.
All right.
Whoa, Seminole Wind.
We have Monoxide Mondays. I watched that the other day.
Those are fun, if you catch them.
He was supposed to have ROC on and was not on there.
That's like trivia every year with us. He shows up a little late.
He's having technical difficulties. Let's see. We have an unofficial trailer for Open Wide. I don't know what that is.
A24 documentary about some sort of... I forgot what the dental guy is. I had to show Danielle it. I'm like, look, there's a dental
doc.
documentary.
Cluner.
Some sort of dental guy is how I described him.
That's or anti-dentite.
Anti-dentite.
Cluner video.
Yeah, which one?
Girl, Would You? Are you familiar with
Yeah,
that?
you sent that one in the group, didn't you? Because you're like, usually it's Boy Kelly sharing the.
Sometimes I do it ahead of time just because I know
it's
that.
coming.
Girl, Would You? In parentheses SMD. That's a Blade Icewood song that he redid.
Yeah, you were texting about that one, yeah. Nice tribute. Good. Good one to have today because we're watching another tribute song.
As he does his little dance. That song could be the most vile song ever.
Man, Blade Icewood. I haven't.
Not Blade Icewood, fucking Cluner.
I was just saying, I've listened to Blade Icewood forever.
It's rolling over in its grave listening to fucking Cluner. Lots of Shaggy Show.
Yeah, I got to post those to the feeds. There was a couple Shaggy shows recorded during Shangri-La era. I did not remember those at all. It's basically just footage of them like at the haunted houses. It's funny though because every haunted house they stop at, they're like, ABK's gonna stand here. What are you gonna do? He's like, you gonna say boo. They make a practice. He just goes boo. He just goes up against the wall. Everyone they stop at like ABK, you stand here. And you just say boo.
Great. Complete restoration of 8mm film.
Oh, that's downtown Garden City footage.
Oh, that's
from
fun.
like pre-war era.
Orson Welles' French Champagne.
Man, have you ever watched that?
No.
He's trashed. It's so funny. And they just keep trying to get him to repeat his lines. And he's like, champagne is quality. And it just sounds terrible.
We have more trailers. Someone went on a trailer. Fucking
Always happens.
Twisters. Palm Royal.
Twister one looks terrible. Did you watch that one?
No, I still haven't watched that. Sopranos Diaries on SNL. Little bit of Amy Winehouse stuff in here. Does she have a movie coming out?
I'm undecided if that looks good or not, but big Amy Winehouse fan, so I'll check it out.
James Gandolfini on SNL. Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm excited for that. I'm way behind on watching those, but kind of burnt out on Marvel stuff, but any X-Men stuff's going to get me.
Wayne County Life, slow motion at a Kroger.
That one's funny.
I think I watched that. I don't know which one of us was that.
I think we both watched it.
ICP Shockumentary DVD. Big picture of Alex right there. It's right where he left off. Cry by Faith Hill. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. And now we're back to where we were.
Oh, there's some goodies in there. I was nervous we didn't have enough, but...
I know we skipped over some weird stuff too, like some weird Eminem songs.
Oh yeah, I watched. It was on Paramount documentary about the mixtape, just like the history of the mixtape. And when they got into that early 2000s, talk about the M, ones and 50 Cent ones, I wanted to start listening to those. So I was pulling those up right after.
Nice. So yeah, we had some good stuff in our YouTube history. If you at home want to check those out, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, you can search them as you're...
Yeah, go to YouTube, or maybe we'll play little clips and you can hear all the nonsense.
I imagine you plugged in a trash Orson Welles there somewhere.
I was looking at that one. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a good one. All right. That was fun.
And good times.
Always good to see what you're doing late at night.
It usually is late at night after a couple of skis.
The YouTube for me is usually only, I do like the Hey EW with RJ City, and then sometimes I go down a rabbit hole, but not too much. If I'm just sitting at home watching TV, it's either I'm catching up Game of Thrones. I'm like in season 6. It's fucking getting wild. Or I just throw on NBA TV and just let that play in the background.
Doing the TV app for YouTube is terrible. Like for getting on a rabbit hole or searching.
It's tough, yeah.
I just gotta pull up the phone almost and just cast it, because the TV one gives you the same 60 clips and that's it. I'm like, I can't find anything.
If it's not something that you're already following, it has mine has the one everything, but then the categories underneath it are just pulling from that.
It's the same thing over and over.
So you really have to search on something or pull.
And I can't. I just want to mindlessly stumble on stuff and I can't find it on there.
Well, hopefully you at home stumble on YouTube. Maybe you stumbled upon us on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You're checking us out.
That's why you need your guys' help to bump them algorithms up so it gets fed to more people.
Yeah.
It says, you like this? Here you go. This is for you.
Don't watch those asshole Juggalo collectibles or fucking DC Fago guy. Fuck you guys.
Oh, hey, I didn't say it.
No, we're just kidding. I don't know who else. Those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head.
Juggalo collectible. I'm curious. I always get excited when he's he, she, whichever it is. That clown.
Juggalo collectible in general.
Yeah. Can't tell. They just have gloves on.
There's one recently where it was just bought another.
That's what it is. I bought another collection. I'm just a box of shit.
So, yes.
That should be a TV show. We should pitch to Juggalo collectibles. It's like Storage Wars. Just them getting people's collections.
Or the WWE show.
Yeah.
Where they
treasures.
I'm looking for that Carnival of Carnage vinyl. And then we just go around searching for it.
That was my holy grail for a while, and I just gave up. Well, now they repressed it. I was like, I don't care. I don't need it. But that was always a thing I wanted.
The original?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple pop up more recently than there have been. No price. I can only imagine. It's talking
like $400 or $500. I feel.
Yeah, it was $300 back then. So
I feel like those pop up more than those old Esham vinyls. Dead Flowers will pop up here and there, but some of the other ones I've never seen pop up.
Boy Kelly have them?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Not a real Esham fan.
I don't have. Speaking of vinyls, we'll be discussing one in a minute here. I need this. Never got this one.
The Wraith?
Well, not the Wraith. It's right there. I was talking about the single here coming up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple. So, we've got to talk about that. We're going to have a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, we got to get to rolling.
Yeah, we better get to it. We're going to get right to the tail of the tape then.
Yeah.
So, we are talking this week murder rap for... Well, never mind. For being the blue sky babyface Wraith.
Yeah.
The second week in a row, we're getting some murder.
Violent shit.
Wicked murder. Wow.
But it's a hip hop cover, so it's a little bit more upbeat party.
It's a party murder rap? All right. So, let's dive in here.
Yeah.
Producer on this track, Mike P.
Yes.
But you say that the original is Dr. Dre.
Yeah. I mean, Mike P definitely has redone it. Takes some of the same samples, but he kind of follows that formula of the original that was done by Dr. Dre.
I guess let's just skip ahead to that. So this is a cover.
Yeah, I guess you could call it a cover. They changed the lyrics up, so
reimagining.
Someone gave us the word for that years ago. I can't remember.
That's not the interpolation.
Maybe.
I think that's just when you take bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say this is more of a cover.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna call it.
You can be a cover and not change the lyrics. You can change
the lyrics. That's allowed.
So this is a cover of. It's called Murder Rap.
Yeah.
By Above the Law.
Right.
Who Do you know who is in Above the Law?
Big Hutch and Cole 187 them.
Well, that's the same person. Yes. Who?
There's a few people in it, though.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't know who they are. But yes, Big Hutch was in Above the Law, and then 20 years later or whatever, he found his way into Psychopathic.
Yeah.
And he's got that. I don't even know what the name of that CD is.
That CD is sweet, actually.
Did you end up listening to it?
Yeah.
We talked
like
about
concept
it.
one.
Yeah, we talked about it in an earlier season.
Twisted season, because he covers. Yeah, Murder. He uses the beat from it. Yeah.
I think so. So yeah, that kind of comes full circle.
This album, though, that the Above the Law version is on, is a banging album. I might not know who's in it, but I know that album's great.
Right. And Dr. Dre is their producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really in my scope of knowing stuff, so I trust you. You want to keep talking about Above the Law?
I was
sleepy boy.
Cole 187 DJ Total Chaos. God, Boy Kelly's gonna murder me on this.
Kenny Chaos?
KMG the Illustrator and Go Mac. Who was in Above the Law?
All right.
Yes.
Congratulations. When did that CD come out? Or that song, do you know?
1990. The album was Livin' Like Hustlers. That was the title track on it. First track. Released on Ruthless.
What? The title track?
Not
you know what that means?
Not the title track. The
first track?
Yeah.
I'm saying, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was trying to just go with it. I was just reading here. Murder Rap, though. Let's get into this. It itself has endless amount of samples in it. I was pulling up some of those.
All right.
Yeah.
Hit me.
So I'll just go with the ones that are connected to this. So ICP's version takes the sample that they take that says, "Now I Got a Murder Rap." That's from Public Enemy's Cold Lampin'. And then Here's a Murder Rap to Keep You Dancing. That's Ice Cube NWA from Straight Outta Compton.
Yep.
But their version also has multiple James Brown samples for like the beat, which the one Funky Drummer by James Brown, I looked it up on who sampled this. It has, was it 1,500
oh my God.
known samples from that? It's one of those that like everyone pulled the bass line or something from.
That's fine.
The drums out of, yeah. So tons of that. A few other Public Enemy samples on their version, like what's theirs? It says, "'Cause a brother like me said well." That's not on ICP's version, but that's also a Public Enemy sample in their hook. So
right.
Sample on sample in this one.
Sample on sample crime.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
And so where Dr. Dre is getting a little bit of a
little tip of the cap.
Yeah, tip of the cap. Tip of the hatchet. Time on this track, 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Pretty short.
Yeah.
The original's pretty short too, right?
That's what I was just going to check. No, the original is 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
Really? Jesus. Well, there's a lot of more people in that group, so. We're in episode 4, so this is the 4th track on the Wraith's exhibit of Shangri-La. We got a little feature. First time?
Yeah.
Is it the first time we're hearing Legs Diamond this year?
Yeah, because I think we thought Willoughby Rags was in there in the beginning, but it was actually...
Sin?
No, a Little Pig or...
Oh,
one
yes.
One of the other members were playing the
person?
Willoughby type character. The Carney.
Yes. So yeah, Legs Diamond doing a little intro here. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Playing himself. Not playing like, a fake character. He's just straight up Legs Diamond.
Yeah.
We're giving a shout out to Above the Law.
So weird. And then also where this song can be found, a couple different places. Mm-hmm. There's a remix version on the Wraith Remix CD of 2006. Hell yeah. Where they remixed both the Wraith albums, had different people do their interpretations of said songs. This one was by the Filthee Immigrants. We'll talk about that at the end of this episode after we get through the real version. Also, you can find Murder Rap on the Wraith picture disc.
Yeah.
So I didn't do my research here.
It is not the die cut Wraith.
Correct.
That is the one of like the same picture that they used for like Hollow Wicked that year, like the surgeon, or like eating a brain or something like picture. Yeah.
So the only 2 songs on that are this and Hell's Forecast, right?
Yeah. 2 darker tracks, which makes sense for that imagery on it.
I mean, that is interesting that they would do that. Do you have the picture? You don't have the picture?
No, that was the one I mentioned. I have the Wraith die cut, but that was one I never got. I'm like, now I got to hunt it down for this.
I wonder if that's hard to get.
I think it's moderately, but nothing crazy.
All right. Well, picture disc is out there. I assume 1 song on each side. Mm-hmm. Is that a 12-inch or a small boy? You can have 1 song on one side? Is that wasteful?
That's a 12-inch singles all the time for DJing.
It's weird.
Hip hop too has bigger grooves. That's why they're always double LPs, or if you have longer 4 LPs sometimes on them, because they got for the heavy bass, they got bigger grooves.
I have no idea. I'm not into it, so I trust you with whatever you're saying. And then some notes that we want to talk about the history of this song before we get into.
Sorry, that has the instrumentals as well on it.
Really?
Yeah. So it's Hell's Forecast, and the instrumental on side A, and Murder Rap, and it's instrumental on side B.
Interesting. I can't believe we didn't pick up on that in our notes.
Well, we were going to get to it later on when we get to the merch probably at the end.
Maybe, but I really thought I was doing that per song, so I'm glad that you picked up on that. Good job.
Yeah, one side has the image of them in the red makeup, which is on the side of their bus, kind of around that era.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other side has, that photo shoot from Hollow Wicked, where they're like surgeon / eating like a dead body.
So that's interesting. Like, I'm kind of thrown off by that. So there's a version out there that's just the instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, we get our instrumentals from Clownstrumental.
Yes.
So we don't need the official one. Thank you to Clownstrumental. All right, some notes before we start diving in here. We forgot this last week, but it remains the same, which there's going to be a trend, which we'll wait until later in the season, I think, to deep dive into this. But this song was started at the Lotus Pod in Detroit. It was continued to be worked on in Dallas. And it was mixed. It was mixed in Nashville.
Right.
So you have a story about Nashville?
Well, yeah, I thought this would be a good time to bring it up because in the booklet for the Wraith, Jay describes it as Mike P and co-mix by ICP at thy, and then it says in parentheses, ever so cost-friendly Sound Kitchen in Nashville, Tennessee. So that made me think, I had to look up the Sound Kitchen in Nashville, Tennessee.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a cool name for sure. It was opened 1994, established itself as one of Southeast's largest recording studios, home to 7 studios, all outfitted with a range of size and specifications for all type of musicians.
You think it's better or worse than the disc?
Based on its photos, way better. It is massive looking inside. They have big lanterns on the brick walls inside. Beautiful wood grain. It says, many Fortune 500 companies from around the globe have held an event and currently planning on the next event with us. But this is the important part. Who's recorded there?
All right. So, Insane Clown Posse.
Yes, they are not on the list of what the headline, where the legends have played.
Faith Hill.
List of people did not have. Faith Hill has recorded there. We have Taylor Swift, Elton John, Rush, Rascal Flatts, Keith Urban, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, Chicago, Hank Jr., Brooks and Dunn, Trace Atkins, Carrie Underwood, Katy Perry, Bruce Springsteen, Jimmy Buffett, Alabama, Dixie Chicks, Tim McGraw. Like, these names are bonkers.
Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, they're not listed for some reason. Uncle Cracker is listed.
Hell yeah.
He probably did that Drift Away song. That's how he got himself on this list.
Him and Chesney were there?
Yeah. Let's see, I don't see Chesney. Alice in Chains are there.
That's weird.
21 Pilots getting 2 references. They're spelled out 21 Pilots, and then also just says Robin Ford and 21 Pilots. How'd they get 2? 3 Doors Down. Yeah, so Loaded Studio.
Lotus?
Their studios are called the Big Boy Studio, Big Boy Equipment, Big Boy Gallery. That's how they're listed on there. Yeah, so going back to, I think I said this earlier, we started this season, the sound in this, like, phenomenal for comparing it to other Psychopathic albums, like crisp, punched up. You hear so many layers of this. And I think it goes to, like, just these insane studios they were recording in at the time.
Yeah, we always attribute it to the time that they took, which I'm sure it also counts. But yeah, not that their studio wasn't good, but yeah, they took their time and they went to all the best places. Yeah, so.
And he had Mike P, who was where's he from? Fancy music school.
I always forget the name of it, but keep going.
I was going to say Juilliard.
Yeah, which is not right.
You had him, deep musical background, and we'll get to it, I'm sure, down the line here, Mr. Tom Baker, who mastered it. I'm sure he had a little finger, because when you go look at his list of accomplishments, he has some Grammy Award-winning albums and crazy people on his list.
So does Mike P.
It's true. Well, Grammy nominated. I don't think he won his.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Yeah, but he was nominated. But yeah.
Also, it was the Berklee College of Music.
Yeah.
Juilliard. Disrespectful.
But yeah, so this Sound Kitchen looks like a legit studio, and you could hear it coming through when you listen to the Wraith. Especially when you listen to the Adobe surround sound version. I haven't got to that yet. I seen
Marlon sent it to us. Yeah.
And you sit down here and plug it in and crank it up.
Does that translate?
That's what I was curious. He said he doesn't have the full system, but it sounds a lot better.
I meant, does it translate when you like?
He said he has the highest. He's a smart guy with that stuff.
He's a smart guy.
The way he described it, he knew what he was talking about.
I would just rip in like the 96 kilo whatever.
Yeah, just lose everything.
His is like the highest of quality.
But I do want to get it and plug it, like get to the collection, toss it, and watch the lyrics as it says that goes on the screen. There's some photos on there we could probably steal too.
Oh yeah. Well, get on that.
Yeah. Let's check the Discogs.
I went to Rock of Ages looking for the Wraith remix CD. I don't have it. They have everything else in the world, but not that. I thought that was going to be my purchase.
You thought that would be sitting there from 2006. No one bought it.
From all the things that I wanted to buy, like,
right?
I
thought that would be there
because I have everything else, all the other stupid shit.
I haven't been inside there in forever.
I've been there more times in the past 2 months.
I feel like you're always in there.
I am. I went with Steve. I went with Blade. I went with Veronica. I went with Steven Christmas. So I've been there 4 times in 4 months.
I went there for a record store day a handful of years ago.
That's the last time you've been there?
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, that's about the same as it always was. Another note. Oh, did we say that the notes are the same as last week's? We didn't mention it. So started at the Lotus Pod, continued in Dallas, mixed in Nashville, mastered in California. So
10 copies starting at $19.99 right now in Discogs.
Oh.
About to buy me one.
All right. Do you have to buy it through there? You wouldn't just eBay it?
I could check eBay too. There's only one in the U.S. on Discogs for $20, $5 shipping. So I'll see you. Compare, contrast. Check Facebook Marketplace too. You never know. Got to do a little bit of research here.
Maybe someone out there will send it to you. We haven't gotten any presents in a while.
We did get a lot of great presents last year. Shout out to
Ninja B-Rob.
That blew our minds.
Good brother. Okay, so another note.
Yeah.
This song was the first track for the Gathering 2002 set.
Yeah.
So, Era of the Wraith officially began when they held up
big cardboards
multiple times, not just the one time.
Yeah, what we've been learning this season already.
So yes, they started their set with this track.
Yeah. They do the countdown, the 1, and they name off the drawer cards, and they rip off the
yeah, they got like wheeled in by.
I think the DVD kicks off with Assassins, but the DVD is not the full set 'cause it's like 35 minutes or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't watched that in forever. So
yeah, they definitely cut out stuff on the DVD, which is weird because they have the whole seminar, which is like an hour.
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah, but this was like the first track that they kicked off with at the O2 Gathering. It's the first time you would be hearing it.
Definitely the first time you'd be hearing it, because this is way before the CD came out.
Yeah, and it wasn't any of the singles online. I do remember Real Juggalos, I think, review that they posted. They like had it. I think they just called it Murder with a question mark. Was like the name they put for which song it was.
Because they had. I mean, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. The notes about the
they're like reviews of
what the "We Will Never Die Alone" turned into. Like they're like, this may be this or that, and how are you supposed to know? It's months before it came out. What's the name of this fucking song?
Murder Rap.
Murder Rap. I know that we always kind of do this later, but I'm just trying to see what the actual set list is. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So the set, you said the DVD starts with Assassins?
I'm pretty sure it does.
That's what it has it as the second song. So they just cut Murder Rap? I wonder...
Yeah, why they cut that out?
Yeah.
Maybe they fumbled over the lyrics. They didn't know it well enough, and they're like, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. They did 3 covers on that set.
Oh, really?
Let's Go All the Way, Assassins,
and Murder Rap.
Interesting.
All like staples of the live show too, which is kind of funny.
They also have Dog Beats as an Inner City Posse cover. That set's not that bad.
I remember marking at them doing Dog Beats. Sabu jacked to the gills, just popping the Fagos with the railroad pick and tossing them.
They also did the Ringmaster version of Chicken Hunting.
That was fun when they would do that because you would hear the Slaughterhouse one nonstop. So when they switch it up finally, it was exciting.
It says here they did the Ringmaster version on the first verse and Slaughterhouse mix on the second.
Oh man, that's kind of cool.
I don't remember that at all.
No.
That's a great set.
I wish the DVD was the full thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they cut other stuff.
I think they did because that's usually
I've seen this online, so there's a video of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was from the DVD. I don't know. Anyways, this song debuted at the Gathering 2002, months before the Wraith was unleashed onto your ears. Thank you, Psychopath. So, that's the history behind it. You ready to jump into this song?
Yeah, let's get it going.
All right. Murder Rap.
Next time in our house.
And we're sending clown love out to above. Now I'm doing my impression of Mike. Sending clown love out above the law. Is there anyone I won't kill? When was I doing a Mike impression recently? It was, yeah. But everyone was doing it to him. And then I started kicking it and everyone was laughing because that's just everyone. That's what you do. So yeah, Legs Diamond with a little intro here.
Sounding like he's like far back. The music's so loud. He's just like in the back shouting, and it feels like.
This is another one of those where it's another voice, and I know that's not what they say in the booklet. But did they like record him elsewhere, or did he go around with them?
He shows up in the Beyond the Paint, behind the paint. He they mentioned he shows up at some point, like when they're
different places.
Yeah, so he was there at some point when they're out on the road recording.
Sounds like he just did it like randomly.
Yeah, I mean, he could have, but they did mention that he shows up in the recording run.
So I listened to the original, but there's a lot of this that's exact word for word.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of it that's not. But I'm not going to go back and forth through the two.
No,
right?
the first line is pretty much the same. He says, "Write the shit for the mic I hold." They say, "Recite for the mic I hold." Slightly different. And then eventually it just kind of fully changes.
Yeah, but there's a lot that's pretty much the same.
Overall, like built off the exact same lines.
It's very much okay. Let's compare it.
Yeah.
Would you call Straight Outta Detroit a cover?
Yeah, like the same type of thing, right? Because they're kind of.
If we call that a cover, then this is a cover.
That's why I was like, is that where someone brought up the interpolation version?
I think that's more when you grab a little piece of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can interpolate.
We'll
an entire
find out
song.
if someone calls us out on if it's an actual cover or not. We're going to call it a cover for our purposes here.
What about Assassins?
Yeah, that is for sure.
That's also on the worst Joker's card they've ever made, so it doesn't matter.
Like, friend of the pod, Steve-O, put it number 2 on his list.
Oh my! He also did he put Riddlebox last? No,
it wasn't last, but it was down the list.
A couple people have put it last.
It's crazy. People just want to be edgy with that take.
Yeah,
people say we're edgy and we're putting Wraith high, but
Yeah, we didn't talk about it on here, but a couple weeks ago, I went to a wrestling show with Steve. Not.
What are the three Steves we bring up?
Always got something up his sleeve, Steve. And Rex and EG. And we were going through like our Joker, just we're not watching wrestling at all, just talking about Joker cards. And we were all vastly different.
Yeah, it's crazy. You'd think it'd all be the same, at this point. But
no. But I definitely noted that no matter what one person said was different than the others, and we made fun of them for being like, you are fucking dumb. Like, all three ganged up on the one.
For their take.
Then someone else would, like, say something, then everyone would be like, that's fucking a horrible take.
I mentioned this in the Discord. I feel like consistently Ringmaster is creeping on everyone's list higher. Yeah, I feel like that never is low. That one is always in the top 3. That might be the one.
The one what?
The number 1 overall, based off of...
point value?
Yeah, point value. I might have to take the cake. This isn't a
Ringmaster.
This isn't a ranking of the Joker cards season. Not yet.
Not yet. Bonus episode coming soon.
First Patreon.
That would be a good one. I really do think we should. Anyways.
Yeah.
When I sit there and write... Should that be right? W-R-I-T-E?
Yeah. There's a real question. Did these guys...
I'm going to save that for another...
They definitely spelled it wrong in their booklet, so...
So that should be like writing
right,
the shit?
Because that's what you're doing.
When I sit there and write the shit for the mic I hold, I make sure my beats are loud
and bold and cold.
Thanks to Mike P.
Yeah.
Who... I think we didn't talk about yet. The original beats, maybe just the versions we've heard, are like, it doesn't sound that great. Mm-hmm. Maybe we have bad rips or whatever, but he fucking kills.
Oh, yeah. When you go straight from the Above the Law, at least on streaming, but I think in general, some of the old hip hop ones feel drowned out like that. But yeah, you go from the Above the Law into this on streaming, and it's so much clearer and loud and bumping.
Mike P knows how to listen to a beat and then interpolate it and make it his own.
Wait, we need to update the board. Mike P1, Dr. Dre 0.
Yes. Add Dr. Dre to the field.
Add Dr. Dre to the field. That's on the very bottom of the asterisk. Dr. Dre is 0.
Violent J is the name that I go by. Waking up with blood on my hands, and I don't know why. Very much like, is that Bloody Bitch Dead?
I was thinking Sleepwalker.
Because there's a lot of songs.
Multiple songs of him just killing people.
Multiple myself songs. You motherfuckers trying to get in my path. Don't be surprised when you get a shotgun.
Up your ass.
Instigators, I got one for that ass too.
You know who should have did this? She had fucking Blaze doing this track. This sounds like a Blaze track right here.
I thought you were going to say Legs Diamond since he's the...
He's in the Purple Gang?
Yes, he's in the 9 Pistolas. Rex texted me the other day and he's like, this CD is fire.
I'll give it a try again.
9 Pistolas, not this.
Fucking idiots.
No, that CD is awesome. He loves it. He wants that to be season 7.
That ain't happening.
I'm going to hang you from a street light, mangled in blue.
Ooh.
That's a good little line. You on my shit like a fiend on coke. But if you say the wrong thing, I'll put a slit in your throat. This is a violent little song here.
I like it. The original, he says, I'll wash your mouth out with soap.
And Jay just has to go.
It's a little bumped up a little bit more.
So, it's not the answer, no. I'm not a dancer, no. I'm not a hero, a zero.
But I call myself a juggalo.
And this is not a demo. ICP, Above the Law, we let it go.
I know he's basically just following the cadence of Cole 187 here, but... I do like him. Well, like the way he's bouncing around is fun on this.
He can ride the beat, as you like to say. It's fun how he does that. Mm-hmm. So, good job for Jay.
They do a good job overall on their covers. Like every cover they've taken, they've kind of made it their own. There's Johnny Cash of the rap game.
I wanted... Okay. And then the hook is pretty short.
Yeah.
Is there anybody I won't kill? Then he just repeats fantasizing, dramatizing, reenacting.
It's like this crazy chant to it.
Murder, murder. It's a fun little hook.
Yeah.
Shaggy comes in. I feel actions speak loud like words and verbs and adjectives. And they give the scrubs a chance to live, not who's first, second, or third. It ain't he said, she said. Fuck whatever you heard. Again, that's like his cadence on that is real cool that I didn't want to try to recreate, but he does a good job of bouncing around with that.
Pretty close to the
Original.
I do like he throws in the scrub. That's a very Juggalo
Very ICP
terminology and
of this era. When you live like that, your life is mangled. Mangled's a good word. In other words, your neck is all tangled up. He's always talking about necks. Necks and nutsacks.
I mean, he is the Southwest Strangler.
Yes. I ain't a hoe.
Necks and nutsacks.
That's true. I ain't a hoe. I always go for mine. I was taught it's hard from the start, but you can always climb. His verse seems a lot shorter than Jay's.
Yeah, Jay's is almost doubled up on his.
Yeah. And then the chorus again. Is there anybody I won't kill? Fantasizing.
Dramatizing.
Murder, murder. And then that repeats. And then we have a third verse with them splitting it, which we've talked about this in past seasons, and it's kind of the same here. This song, this all resonates. Like I can sing all this and hear it off the top of my head. The third verse doesn't. And I think it's just because I lose steam. Like I
get lost in the sauce, as they say.
Who says that?
I don't know. It's a term, right?
Someone says it. But yeah, I don't know. This third verse doesn't resonate with me at all. Violent. I even reading it. The other ones I had trouble because I know
you
the
want
cadence.
to sing wrong. Yeah, this one I know. Violent J, I break back of my crew. Like the way, I remember him doing that.
Not all. This is brand new to me. It's very strange. We talk about this almost every season.
Yeah, you always get one that does that to you.
Violent J, I break backs. Break with my crew. If I'm jumping in I can't even read it because I don't know it. This doesn't make any sense.
We're all comedians.
What does Bill O'Reilly say? I can't read it. This doesn't make sense.
We're referencing two separate things.
I don't know what this means. If I'm jumping in the pit, then I'm getting loose. Because I'm taking out people, causing bodily harm.
I always wondered this. Improve the Dark Carnival brainstorm. It's funny. What the hell's he talking about?
Causing bodily harm, making moves to improve the Dark Carnival brainstorm. No clue.
Now I need to go back. Did they just say brainstorm? He couldn't figure out to... Yeah, the original says, because I'm taking out posses causing bodily harm, making moves to improve as I begin to brainstorm.
All right.
So I guess he just couldn't figure out a way to remove brainstorm out of the...
So it's just the Dark Carnival has a brainstorm. I'm not inferior. This is Shaggy now. Yeah. I'm not inferior, not taking no shit. Last kid that tried to check me got his fucking neck slit.
More neck slits.
Lots of neck chopping. Power's my name, the clown be insane. And if we all get to panicking, we all gonna rearrange.
That's you gotta remember at the end. We go, we all gonna rearrange. He gets all Kid Rocked out at the end.
Kinda. But I don't know. That verse doesn't really...
Yeah.
We haven't been doing a good job with this, maybe because no songs have really been doing it, of telling a story.
No, these past couple have not at all. They're just kind of
words.
Throwing shit out there.
Yeah. This,
which, for you loving this album, is funny because you're very story-driven on
yeah,
on them.
This song is just not telling me anything. Just lots of, hey, I'm here, and if you get in my way, I'm going to kill you. That's really... It's
going to be tough when you're basically recreating, something that's already there. So
yeah, can't tell a story where there's a story not there. And then we get the ladies and gentlemen. Now we're talking. Introducing the triple... Who is this?
This is Legs right here. Maybe it's Willoughby Rags because it's more up.
Yeah, I think
it's Willoughby Rags.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the triple threat. The Wraith, the Great Malenko.
He had a little tongue going at the Ringmaster.
So.
Yeah. The trio here.
Who's your triple threat?
I mean, these three are picked because they're the only... I get Jake and Jack also are beings, but like there are only 3 beings. Like
What about Riddlebot?
he's a box that you turn the crank, it pops up good. So like you walk into the carnival. The carnival is the entire grounds.
I almost just drank Shawn Michaels.
You walk into the carnival,
wish.
you turn the crank, he pops up, Jake and Jack juggle your souls, and then you're thrown into the nether void, and those are the 3. They're the 3 ones that like do the work. The other three don't do any work. These are the 3 like beings inside the Dark Carnival.
2, 4, and 6.
Yeah, they did that perfectly. Alternated.
I was trying to get you to tell me who your triple threat was from ECW.
Oh, it's Bam Bam, Chris Candido, and Shane Douglas.
Wasn't there other incarnations of that?
A little bit. Didn't Taz join it for a second, but then turned on Shane Douglas?
That doesn't count when you turn on someone right away.
Like Sting every time.
Wasn't Lance Storm in it at the end?
I don't think so.
I thought there was someone else.
I thought
the
Lance Storm was
original.
more just the what were they called? Him and
the Impact players. Impact players.
Here's the question: Triple Threat or Jersey Triad? What's better?
Well, I mean, for me, Jersey Triad, because
You never watched that ECW?
who are the members of the? See,
Yeah.
the original triple threat: Shane Douglas, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko.
Oh man, I do not remember that at all.
Douglas is heavyweight champion. Benoit and Malenko were tag team champions.
Still Bam Bam Candido version.
It was Shane Douglas's answer to the 4 Horsemen. So the first incarnation was Douglas, Benoit, and Malenko. Douglas left. He went to WWF, and then Too Cold Scorpio was added as a member.
What a trio. I always like when Scorpio teamed with Sandman. That was fun duo.
And then Douglas comes back, reforms with Candido and Brian Lee.
Yeah, I do remember Brian Lee there first.
Then Bigelow joined the group. Then Bigelow challenged Douglas for the title, forfeited his membership in the process, and Lance Storm took his place.
Oh, you were right on Lance Storm then.
Even though it was short-lived. Then, yeah, it talks about Taz.
Taz and Douglas feud was awesome.
The new triple threat, Rob Van Dam, Sabu, and Taz.
They feuded. I do remember that. So, like...
And then wrestled Douglas, Candido, and Bigelow.
Yeah, they had a cool 6-man on TV I remember watching.
It was on November to Remember. The new triple threat then disbanded due to inner dissension. Yeah, no shit. Rob Van Dam, Sabu, and Taz? Yeah, I don't see any of those 3 getting along. In WCW, the original 3 teamed up and joined forces with Perry Saturn as the Revolution.
Oh, yeah, that was the Revolution, wasn't it?
But I didn't put together that was
the original
triple threat. Then they were reunited again in WCW as a triple threat, but they didn't call it that. Then they reunited in XPW. They were in Jersey All Pro. Oh, man. Do we really want to... The 3 members of the triple threat are dead.
Benoit Candido,
and Bigelow. Jesus Christ. They had 4 managers.
Isn't Brian Lee dead?
Maybe, but they didn't call him out. No? I don't think
He's
so.
still alive?
I think so. Yeah, I would have bet that he was too. All right.
That's tangent I didn't think we'd wind up on.
I knew we were going to talk about the triple threat. What about the Magic Ninjas triple threat?
Oh, yeah.
Blazing Twisted.
It's a fun one. 1, 2, 3.
Their song is really good. Their CD I'm not super into.
It's all right.
Of all the super groups, I'm not super into triple threat.
It's just one that like kind of gets lost in. You listen to it and like I down my head, but I'm like I can't remember outside that like main single.
Conversely, I really like East Side Ninjas.
That's all 4 of them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I would take that over triple threat.
I think I'd agree.
The
Album-wise,
CD,
yeah, the two albums.
If you just told me, hey, we're seeing Blaze and Twisted, I'd be like, yes.
We did the past like 2 years. Every show.
Yeah. But for supergroups, yeah, Triple Threat.
Yeah, that was a fun
is
album.
Good on paper, but not my favorite. But this isn't a Triple Threat podcast. All right. Sorry, we got way off tangent there. So yeah, they're talking about the. I don't know. You're telling me that those are the three best ones?
No, but the three
Most
ones
important ones?
Yeah, the three ones that are in person doing the work of the Dark Carnival.
I still think Jake and Jack are doing work. I still think Riddlebox is doing work.
No, he's just there to decide where you're going, up or down. Wraith takes you either way. I don't know what the fuck Malenko does. He's a necronancer. That's all I know.
Is he in Wolfpack?
He's in Wolfpack.
He makes you see things. He's an illusionist.
He's an illusionist.
Did we talk about that last week, or were we talking about that off?
It was just the pendulum
camera?
stuff, right?
No, where we were talking about where the girls came up.
Yeah, that was the beginning of this week or last week.
Yeah. Oh, we've been fondled. Please help us. Or the bees.
The bees.
There's bees everywhere.
So maybe he's behind Dark Lotus.
The circus and everybody at it.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Malenko doesn't do shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at his ringmaster.
No, Ringmaster is like he's
He whips around and
he's
fucking.
the head guy. Like he's like the Carl
head
Barker.
guy. I thought that was Nancy Reagan.
Good callback.
See, I listen to our old podcast.
No, Ringmaster's he's the guy with the top hat and cane, and he's wheeling everyone into the Dark Carnival, into the Carnival of Carnage. You're getting me off track here.
None of them do shit. Wraith doesn't do anything. He just points you up or down. You walk in and he hits the little elevator button.
He doesn't even do that because Riddlebox decides your fate, and then Wraith just stands there and walks you either way. He doesn't decide it. He's just waiting, hovering above. Broken tail lights, broken street lights. I hover above them.
How many references can we do in one fucking paragraph?
Out of hand right now.
So what you're saying is all the Joker cards are fucking useless.
I mean, Carnival Cards are probably the most important because it's housing all of it.
What about Bang Pow Boom?
That's none of those do anything.
What about and a bang? Say goodbye to everything.
That's a great track.
Yes.
What does Yum Yum do other than just like bite you?
It lures you in. It's like Medusa. Seduces you.
Okay. But was that to do with your soul?
How does it like eat you?
I don't know. We're not going to get into this mythology of the second deck yet.
You know who doesn't do anything is Missing Link. Missing Link just gets lost.
Yeah, what is the point of either of them?
They just get, I don't know. I can tell you the point of it is one of them's a fucking banger, top 3 Joker card of all time.
I mean,
the other one's lost.
I might. 3 seems insane. Maybe 5, 6. I don't know.
Oof,
Let's talk about the Edinburgh rap here. We're getting out of hand.
All right, sorry. We got to kill time somehow.
I'll keep arguing about why Wraith, Malenko, and Ringmaster are the only 3 that actually are doing anything. I got an ad on my screen that looks like a young Dave Silva. This guy.
That's a reference we haven't heard. No, it does look like Dave Silva. Is he still around?
I think I just seen he got like a degree for something. I don't know if he still does anything with I haven't kept up with those.
I'm on the 9/11 episode.
9/11 episode. I distinctly remember cutting my grass listening to that episode. That was a good one.
As many moons ago. Yeah, I can't. There's too many.
They're fun. I just pick and choose sometimes. If I get like if I get like the urge to listen to one, it's been a while, but I always grab Jim Ross's because he's always, especially when he gets all grumpy, makes me laugh.
Yeah, I probably should get back into those. We haven't talked about this in a while. The only podcast I listen to right now, I've been re-listening to Us. So I'm in the middle of the Most Tasteless season. Right now I'm on She Ain't Afraid.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. We did our best work in season 1. If you haven't gone back, go back to season 1. I listen to Us. I listen to Majors and all their offshoots. We haven't talked about this. Shits and Gigs is really funny.
What's that
It's
one?
like two British guys, and they just talk about nothing. Like but it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like point to it. They do like they'll always have like a topic that they put on Instagram or Facebook, and people give answers, which is actually kind of funny when you phrase it like that.
Right.
That it's the people that are funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's not them.
Yeah, their answers are getting.
Yeah.
I'm just reading it.
So it'd be like quick ones, like I don't know, what's the shittiest thing you've ever done to a friend, or what have you seen in a group text chat that's you know, horrifying, or how did your parents scar you?
It's almost like a drive time radio.
It kind of is. It's usually a little more sexual in nature that they turn to. Sometimes it's kind of weird, but they do like little bits. Like they're fun. I enjoy them. But other than that, my podcasts are kind of fucking nothing.
Yeah, mine's Halloweenies, and then MGO Blog. I listen to that weekly, and occasionally Paranormal Podcast and Mysterious Universe. But those guys got like really anti-vax lately on there, and I'm like, I just want to hear about Bigfoot and aliens. Like, I don't need political talking here. Yeah, like too much down weird conspiracies, but I'll occasionally find one that's like a series, like a
docu-series.
Yeah, so I did one about Teddy Roosevelt documenting the Amazon River. Fucking insane.
That's fun.
He cuts his leg. They're like deep into the jungle. They can't like do anything about it. And it's all getting infected and stuff, and the flies are saying. He just goes, "Just leave me here to die." You guys, he goes, "I'm slowing you down." Like, he's former president of the United States. There's no Secret Service. He's just out in this jungle with these people.
Yeah.
He's like, "Just leave me to die." That guy was a nut. I got the book for it too. I got to read.
I also listen to the Jim Rome podcast.
He's still kicking, huh?
He is. He's got a couple podcasts.
Yeah, there's no weekly one anymore. Like Halloweenies will come back for whatever franchise they're covering. It's like once a month, and then MGO Blog is weekly. That's it.
I can't. I think I gave up on Cocaine and Rhinestones.
Well, it hasn't been back in forever.
Well, I know, but I'm still way behind. But like, it's too long and too
so good.
Country shit that I don't care about.
That's the thing, is you're not a country fan.
I got through like the first season, but I'm like,
well, second season basically all about George Jones. So if you're not into George Jones, I guess it kind of becomes a bit much.
It's tough.
So well done though.
It is well done. I'm hitting a point where I try to turn it on. I'm like, oh fuck, I can't listen to this.
I need to just re-listen to season 1 and 2 again. Getting itchy for him to come back.
And then, yeah. I like Unscripted Spectacle. I don't know if we've talked about that. It's wrestling, but the guy recently passed away, so I don't think they're going to be rehashing that.
That's crazy.
That's a good one. So yeah, that's our podcast. How do we fucking get on that?
you got.
We're talking about the Great Malenko and the Ringmaster. We've talked for fucking like 30 minutes.
This is supposed to be a quick one here.
Well, we're talking about the triple threat. Anyways. Chorus again.
Yeah, the chorus.
Murder, murder.
Fantasizing drama.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Murder, murder. Then it cuts and then. That's in the next week.
Yeah.
Not this week.
Oh fuck! We still had to cover the cover or the remix.
The remix done on the Wraith remix CD. 3 minutes and 3 seconds long. Why are the remixes always longer?
Yeah.
Done by the group called the Filthee Immigrants.
You know anything about them?
They opened for ICP for a couple tours.
They were from Michigan, it looked like, when I was...
I thought they were from California.
Oh, maybe.
Either one.
I found their MySpace. That's about all I could find, their old MySpace.
They only have one CD.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought they only had one. I thought they were from California. I could be wrong. But yeah, they opened for a couple tours. They were hangers-on in the psychopathic realm here.
One of those openers that just, stuck around for a couple years. Jay must have liked him or something.
Yeah, but past that, I don't know shit about them.
No.
But they did a remix to this song.
They're in Juggalo history. They're on the Wraith remix album.
They're in the canon. There's no intro. So the Legs Diamond part is cut, but there's still like a little groove there. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I didn't write any notes for the remix. So like nothing changed. I believe if this is the one that you were referencing when we were texting earlier today, basic guitar, beat, nothing special, nothing.
I mean, Wolfpack was kind of the same, but it was a little bit more heavy, I guess, driven guitars. Yeah, this one just, I don't know. I can't remember what we listened to.
Yeah, I doesn't stick with me at all.
No. Where, like you said, Mike Clark, Kuma did enough to where jumped out. I'm like, oh, I would maybe revisit that. Doesn't sound bad. This and last week's are just like kind of there and gone. Like totally lost my interest in following along.
We haven't really talked about it, but I don't mind the remix CD in general. I just use it as background noise. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's not. This is where it starts falling off.
I mean, maybe even these are fine as background noise because I said they didn't. I wasn't. Oh, this is terrible. But I wasn't like, oh, this is great. It just was there and gone. I totally forgot about it. And
it's nice to hear something like a different take on it. But yeah, it's. I mean, if we're just skipping right to it.
Yeah, Mike P still undefeated.
Yeah, Mike P is on his Goldberg winning streak right now.
There's a Photoshop. Mike P is Goldberg.
So, Mike P 4 or 5.
5. He beat Dr. Dre even.
Yeah. He beat Shaggy, too.
Yeah.
He's beating everyone. He's fucking whipping them left and right.
Got to inflate his numbers like Goldberg.
Yeah. 102 by now. So, yeah. I mean, we want to note the remixes, but this literally has nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So, fuck it. Mike P, undefeated champion.
Yeah, we'll see. He's got a couple. We're just getting started, so maybe he will get knocked off his perch.
There's going to be some close ones, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We skipped ahead a little bit, but notes about the anything, I don't want to say notorious, but that you pull from this?
Oh, yeah, like everlasting Juggalo lines? Yeah. I don't think so.
I think just the fact of how we talked about how they ride the beat a little bit, like the Mangled in Blue. Mm. Ooh, just the way they talk, but I don't know if there's any lines or anything that really pop for me.
We mentioned their 3 covers they did live. This is probably the least in rotation when you think of this compared to Assassins and Let's Go All the Way is like nonstop. I think they have other covers out there too, but like thinking of like the big ones.
I was trying to think of them when we were talking, but I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head.
But yeah, this one they busted out here and there, I feel like, but
again, this could be one of those where they just do like a quick the first verse and then murder. Like it's a fun little chorus for a live song, but they have done this a lot live. I have it at 47.
That's a decent amount.
So through a tour in 2010, it looks like they did it a lot, which is the Happy Days tour.
I remember that one.
I never went to that here.
I don't think I did, but I remember that tour.
They did it pretty early in the set. So yeah, they did it on that tour pretty regularly. Looks like they did it in 04. 03, 04. Oh, they did it in Melbourne and Brisbane and Sydney. Oh, a murder rap.
Got a murder rap.
Oh, the Dingo
The Dingo's got a murder rap.
They did it at the Deltaplex in Grand Rapids.
Ooh, I was at that. What show was that one?
2003.
No, I wasn't at that one.
Shangri-La tour. They did that pretty deep into the set. So yeah, this was God damn it. They did it pretty regularly. Bits and pieces, but yeah. I don't think that's a staple. Probably played it at the Wicked Wonka reunion tour at Juggalo Day a couple weeks ago.
Maybe.
So, most likely. I can
highly possible.
But yeah, that's it for that. Honestly, and like we said, I think last week, it blends in with the last track for me. So get your Wicked on in this.
Together.
Yeah. At this point, I'm not saying the CD's taking a dip, but these last 2 tracks not holding up to the first 2. You know?
No,
it's not bad, but if we're talking, I don't want to say skippable, but I'm not into this song.
I am. I think 1 through 4 all are a fine run together for me. I got no issues, but yeah, I don't put them up there with Welcome to the Show and Walk Into Thy Light.
They're fine, like we said. They're quick. It's just, it doesn't do it for me. Maybe it's because I don't know the original, or I'm not into the original.
I mean, I didn't know the original before I heard this as a young lad.
It's a quick hitter. It's okay. But, yeah, not my favorite on the
Kind
CD.
of weird, though, we're going this deep into each one to, like, see how short these two are. And we'll get into next week. Next week's is also, like, weird pacing right off the bat. But, I don't know, it kind of works because they're all, I feel like, one story going there.
Yeah, 3, 4, and 5, real just almost intros. Like,
sandwich them together, and they're shorter than most of the tracks we cover when it comes to Juggalo show.
Kind of are. So, quick one for Murder Rap. Mike P. flexing his muscle. I think my nose was just whistling. It was probably whistling the whole episode. Sorry about that, whoever called that out. Yeah. You got anything else about this song? I think we're about to...
No, I think...
wrap up the Murder Rap. The Murder W-R-A-P. Rap.
Keep you dancing.
Like Charles Manson. Well, you can dance on over to social media.
Yeah.
And follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads. I like to use the Threads.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I know. Neither do I. No one uses
There's
it.
notifications for it on the Instagram.
I know.
I don't know what those are.
I keep forgetting to click it. And TikTok. Everything's at Juggalo RWD. If you're going to send us anything about the Wraith and his unveiling and his whatevers, use the hashtag Wraith.
Give us your rundown of the triple threat. Is it the Wraith, Great Michael, Ringmaster? Do you agree that the other three actually aren't out there doing the work in the field, the Dark Carnival field?
Are you saying... Is the triple threat like the blue collar?
They are. They're the ones out there doing the work, while the other three are in the background. The Carnival Carnage is just the backdrop. It's the building. It's the office. I don't know what you'd call the riddle box, but he's just sitting there. You just turn his crank.
He's like HR.
and then Jake and Jack are up. They're upstairs.
So they're like IT.
Yeah, they're the heads. You know, they're the ones deciding the things. They're juggling their soul. They're really in charge of who's going to the Wraith.
So they're the most important ones.
I think so.
They're the CEO.
Yeah, Pendulum proved it.
That's MVP, not CEO. That also means that they're deviants.
They are, for sure. That's a given. We knew
Sexual deviants.
But yeah, give us your triple threat, your rundown of what the fuck those three do. What does the Great Malenko actually fucking do? Let us know.
He's a necromancer.
Tell us what a necromancer is, other than a member of the wolf pack.
And while you're there, while you're telling us all that, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. If you give us your 5-star ratings, that helps our algorithm. Subscribing helps us get into your inbox every Thursday morning, or as close as we can get it. Sometimes it takes a little bit. That's not our fault. But the most important thing, other than all of those, is sharing with a friend or a non-friend. Airdrop it if you're at a show.
Right now. To your neighbors.
To your neighbors. Get on someone's Wi-Fi in your apartment building and shoot it to them.
Print a bunch of flyers, go door to door, like you're there to like do their driveway, you know? You just get those guys putting the things on your doors for like home improvements. Just put Juggalo Rewind flyers. We don't have any right now, but make one. I trust you.
We trust that you'll do a good design. That's okay.
And if you didn't, I didn't fucking sign off on it. Don't tell anyone it's us.
Yeah, don't embarrass us.
Send us, and I'll review it and decide if you can print it and promote us.
Review it. Review it. Share it with a friend, whether your friends are new juggalos, old juggalos, or ones who have a frog in their throat and they're choking to death, or former juggalos. Get them in the what do you call it?
Nostalgia vibes.
Yeah, this is the era of nostalgia right here.
This is the season for it.
We can be found wherever podcasts can be found. We don't have to list them off to you. You're listening to it right now.
That's right.
Jesus, sorry. If you're on Spotify, I keep forgetting to look at all of our past ones. If you're on Spotify, go to the question and answer or the poll and let us know what you think. We like to see all of your comments and questions. Speaking of comments and questions, you can leave us a voicemail or text us 810-666-1570 or email us at juggalorwd@gmail.com. Also forgot to mention that you can see us on YouTube. as opposed to all the other things that you can just listen to us to.
Peep my fresh ass Maury's Wig Shop shirt.
Check out my Birmingham Biscuits shirt. Website still under construction.
Maybe by now it will be.
Maybe. Check out all the other Juggalo podcasts in the underground podcast community. We're talking Twisted with Us, Juggalo Judgment, and the Underground Table.
Under the Table.
Maybe by now there'll be another member to that.
Someone else join, huh?
It could be. You never know what's gonna happen out there. If you want to hear more of us, if you haven't had enough of the podcasts that we gave you little hints on, like Halloweenies or Jim Rome, go check out our wrestling stuff, 20x20 Pod, or go buy a t-shirt at the 20x20 Apparel. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just thinking of, you're talking about podcasts we enjoy. Shout out, cheers to one of our inspirations, Stoney. Stoney Mojo retired. I had a tear in my eye listening to his farewell, even though he said he's going to still be working Sundays and other things, but yeah.
So it's like Terry Funk.
Yeah, he is for sure.
Yeah, I was just thinking the other day about all the things that we've pulled from. Stoney and Wojo.
Yeah, that's our go-to.
Yeah.
That and primetime wrestling. PNT is our inspiration.
That's great. Thank you to Steve for all the music that we steal from him. Thanks to Christmas for her voiceover work. And, as we noticed or mentioned, Clownstrumentals on YouTube. Except, we don't need you anymore. Now we got the real boys.
Just for this one.
Chris is going to go, oh, yeah, sorry, Clownstrumentals.
Or last one.
Yeah. You're a good boy, Clownstrumental.
You're a good clown.
All right. You got anything else? Are we ready to go?
Nope. Good to go.
You ready to shuffle this one back in the deck?
Yep.
That's
bring back the Uno deck.
That's a different podcast. Never mind. Okay. Next week, somebody's birthday. It's St. Patrick's birthday.
Oh, is it?
It's getting there. It's close.
Yeah.
I don't think that was about his birthday. But it's a reason for you to drink.
I don't think that's...
There's always a reason to drink on the Juggalo Rewind. So,
crack her open.
Got the Booski. Crack open a green Booski. Join us next week.
Paradigm.
True. All right. We will see you next week. Thank you. All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.
Every good idea we ever had, every really bomb-ass idea we had, we said, nah, we'll save that for the 6th.
UPC. This show is a member of the Underground Podcast community.
Murder Rap.